Hi, my name is Julia, and I was inspired by reading the book Shut the Hell Up. I thought it was funny, and I thought that I wasn't going to say it out loud. But I have since grown to be proud, say it proudly. It surprised me how relatable it was and inspired. So I would read it, and it felt like the book was reading my heart and my soul. And it was answering questions before I even asked them out loud. And it spoke completely to me, and it spoke completely to everybody else who was reading it too. So it was amazing. And it was surprising that the book could do that. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Why?
It spoke to every piece. It felt like it was reading my heart. It felt like it was talking directly to me. And others said the same thing, but it was springboarding my faith the entire time. It took my faith, grew it leaps and bounds, and I didn't even realize it. It went. Completely accurate. Completely accurate. I learned so many things that I thought I knew, but the book explained it in such a way that made it easy to understand, but also practical steps to do it, to achieve it. And so that was the biggest thing. The biggest learning for me was probably, you have these lies that you believe, you don't realize they're lies. And once you can identify them as lies, they don't have power over you anymore. Freedom in every part of my life, freedom in my head. I feel like this book taught me how to identify those lies, push away those stones, and keep my eyes focused on Him. Realize that my circumstances are nothing. And so now my circumstances don't get me. Definitely, the whole lies piece. Once you identify them, they don't have power over you. They can't snag you. And don't believe everything you think. Love that line. Love that line. And your voice is the weightiest voice. Yeah, all of those. I also learned that you know what you need to do when your peace is violated. When you don't feel that peace, go to God. See what that's about. So I would start with Christians, but I believe everybody should read it. Everybody who has anxiety, everybody who has fears, everybody who makes decisions of their life out of fear needs to read this book. One of my favorite statements, no amount of reasoning, logical deduction, or therapy will silence the onslaught of potentially debilitating voices. Transforming believers must confront those voices and shut the hell up in their lives. That spoke to me on every level. I'm a completely logical person. Everything used to go through my brain had to make sense, had to be logical. Did therapy forever. But it was this book that helped me really identify those lies. And it really gave me the peace that surpasses all understanding. So you gave a kind of a formula for God's freedom. And it stuck with me completely. It's not verbatim from the book, but it's what I rely on all the time, and it spoke to me and to Tom. One, Satan's most sophisticated attack on us is through our minds. Satan attacks those who God is or will be using to spread His glory. We must choose to no longer be victims, but be warriors instead. That's my favorite line. We must always be battle ready. And we need to exchange the lives of this world for His truth. And for me, that is the formula for God's freedom. So we live in a world that is controlled by fear. Run. Culture makes it acceptable to live that way. Everything is fear-based. Do you have enough money? Do you have all this stuff? Do you have everything you need? Are you able to live, not paycheck to paycheck? Everything we do and decide is out of fear, and that's what's acceptable and understood in today's culture. And that is just not living as God intended. And so at the beginning of the book, someone said, what if you could live not out of fear and anxiety? What would it look like if you lived and made decisions out of love but not fear? If you didn't have to worry about that stuff, what if you could? What would your life look like? Just imagine it. What decisions would you make? And this book really tells you how to get there. Do you feel like you're making decisions of your life out of fear and anxiety? If so, try to imagine yourself not worrying about that stuff, living solely on God's trust and love. If you want to change, you need to change your story. And before you can change your story, you need to stop the noise. That's why you need to read Shut the Hell Up.